Hello, welcome to my craft room. My name is Deanna Gonzalez and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the differences in stamps. Now, have you ever wondered, okay, what really is the difference between a wood, mounted stamp, a cling, a clear? What should I invest in? What would be the best stamp route to go, basically? As Stampin' Up! Has, for the past, I don't know how many years, they've had wood block stamps. And these are fantastic. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the ups and downs sides to these. They've also had what they call clear. Now every other company will call this cling because it clings to one of those clear blocks. You just put it here and it's there, and then you take it off and store it. Easy storage, small space taking up. So these are their clear stamps instead of clings, which makes it more confusing because now they have their photopolymer stamp sets. Instead of calling them clear, they're calling them by the plastic, So what I wanted to do is show you actually some clear stamps from close to my heart. Now, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but my husband is a close to my heart consultant, so that I play with all of it. I love all of it. And as Stampin' Up! Is only starting to venture into the clear stamps, photopolymer stamps, they don't really have a lot of pretty pictures. They have, the cute flags, the arrows, so much fun to play with, but it's very limited right now. And I'm hoping they're going to expand and do some more of their regular stamp sets in that way. But let me come in here and show you a few things. Now first I'm going to show you image stamps and what you need to do to make the perfect stamp. Now you can use the Stamp-A-Majig for this, for the wood blocks, and that's going to be your way of lining this up. In fact, let me get one out for you. You can try to eye it, but the amount of the actual, success you will have in doing this is probably going to be a little bit limited because you can't see. In fact, I'll show you an example. Let's just come in here and we are going to take this butterfly stamp, whoops, ink it up really well, put it down, and now I'm going to take in, actually, you know what, I wanted to stamp this off to make it a little bit lighter. Let's do that instead. That way we can see the other butterfly, the other flowers really well. And I'm going to come in, and how do I know where the butterfly is? I can look, I can do the best I can. It's actually not too bad. Maybe this is a bad example, right? But, it's not quite perfect. So to get the actual perfect look, you would need to do the Stamp-A-Majig. And you go ahead, ink that up, make sure it's lined up perfectly. That way, when we now stamp this down, stamp it off, stamp down. I probably should have done the Stamp-A-Majig with this, but yes, I should have. Okay, whoops. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Let me just turn this a little bit, and we'll do it the right way. Sorry about that. So here we go. Now we'll do this more accurately, right? So now we can line it up exactly where we want. So all those beautiful flowers are sitting right where they need to be, right? So now we will put it plush, come in, and do the Stamp-A-Majig. And voila, beautiful, perfect, fantastic, right? But it does feel like a whole lot of work. Now, there is some very, very positive things about wood block stamps. First of all, if you're used to them, it's very, very nice to be able to just use what you're familiar with. That's always a bonus. I mean, you definitely want to try to stretch yourself to find out what the benefits are to other things, but that is definitely always going to be a plus. They also, now I haven't had the clear stamps long enough to know about the deterioration, but I have noticed there are some stamps that I wanted to get that were discontinued, so I would buy them on eBay. Now they will say, oh yeah, this is brand new, but it seems like a lot of times they will put them through some sort of process to make them seem a little less stained. giving it a yellow effect, stuff like that, and then it deteriorates the stamp over time if you do it too often. And I did notice that a couple of the stamps came and fell apart. The clear broke away. Now if you go to the Close to My Heart, well, not demonstrator, they're consultants, their site, they will tell you how to keep your stamps, you know, clean and take care of them. You know, when they start losing some of the sticky feel, you run it under water, make sure you've got a little strainer, and then the sticky should come back. They also tell you every once in a while, you don't want to do this very often, but you can use rubbing alcohol on it. They say do not use nail polish remover. But I mean, this is, you know, you don't want to do this very often. I do know that the wood feels very sturdy. Clings, I've not had any trouble yet. Again, I haven't been using them forever. I mean, I don't know if this clingy part will crack or split or have problems, but it doesn't seem to be having a problem. They seem very sturdy, and they're cheaper. They're cheaper than the wood blocks. Now I'm going to show you the positive side of clings, but it's still not quite perfect. You cannot see through this. Now you can put the little stickers here to have a better guide of what it might be. I don't do that because when I put it together and I'm doing stuff, I find that I've had trouble with the sticky part falling off before. So I didn't quite like that. Now you can still use a Stamp-A-Majig for this if you wish to, because you can line it up. You do the same thing you did with the wood. Here I'm going to, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do the double layer without it though, just to give you an idea. And I still love the cleaner. The cleaner works for all of these. Clear, cling, wood, what have you, it all works. So now we're going to come in, and because it's clear, we can see through the block, we can pretty much get this lined up where we want it to be because we can see the basic outline. It is not always perfect. I have found with the flower it's a lot easier for me to see. I have had some trouble with some of the clings, but you know, you can generally get a decent idea of where it's supposed to be. So that is a benefit. Now, the clear stamps. Here's where, this is part of the reason why you're going to want to stretch yourself and get ready for using some clear stamps. So, actually we'll use this as a backdrop just in case I go over. Now, my husband cut this for me. Well, he didn't cut it for me. He made a vector image and I was able to cut it out on my Silhouette machine. So actually I think I used my Eclipse machine for this one. Anyway, there are programs where you can make your own cut designs and then cut them out yourself. So I, you know, have a very artistic husband, so I give him ideas of what I want, and whammo, I get my beautiful cuts. So that's where this is. Now, I'm going to just take the block, line it up down here. Let me move some things so you can definitely see very well what I am doing here. Now, I want my clear stamp to align perfectly on the other side of this. So that's why I've got the back side. And I'm going to take this border stamp, and you're going to absolutely love this as Stampin' Up! Starts doing this. And I'm going to curve. Because these are clear stamps, you can just mold them to whatever design you want. So I want something like this, and I will go ahead and check it on the other side here. Make sure it is exactly how I want it to be. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And as I said, you can use the Stampin' Up! Regular inks for these. I'm going to come in carefully, line that up, and as you can see, I can see exactly where I'm stamping. I can see through everything, and how cute is that? And as you can see, this stamp, let me carefully do this, this was just a basic line. Let's see if I can get this get this to stay. Maybe I can't. Alright, I'll just muddy my fingers. Hi. This is the Deanna way to craft. There's no way but being messy, right? Alright, so just want to really give you an idea. So this is definitely that, oops, well let's do a better stamp, shall we? Okay. Woo! So this is how it usually is, and I got it to curve. Oh, I didn't get that all the way, but you get the idea. It's very, very useful to be able to do something so versatile like that, right? So beautiful and great. And you can take, let's say you have a really pretty circle with a gorgeous border around it. As long as it's an open frame, I've seen people take those and turn them into lemons, the shape of a lemon, you know, just lining up a picture of something in the back. And then, oh wait, I'm so messy. Yeah, so now that I'm really messy, I'm gonna have to clean this upstairs, I think. So anyway, all right, let's move on though. We're gonna press on and show you some other reasons why clear and cling and block are different. So I've stamped 3 frames from Stampin' Up! Stamps, and I'm going to show you first what it's like trying to stamp inside that frame with a wood block. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to line this up. I think that's about right, and look, it's not quite perfect, right? It's a bit slanted, it's a bit off. And I would have probably wanted to move it down, so it's harder to see with the wood. Even when it's aligned really, really well, it can be very difficult to get it just so. Now I'm going to come in with the cling, this cute little just for you, and that's definitely better, but it isn't quite perfect either. So I definitely, I am just making a mess today, so I will be cleaning myself after this. All right, it's better, but I can't exactly see. Now here's the clear. We're gonna come in and we see exactly where it's going. Isn't that beautiful? It's right where I wanted it to be. I could see perfectly. I knew exactly where I wanted it, and that's where it went. So that's definitely a huge benefit. The clears do get very stained. Don't worry about it. It doesn't really change the way, I mean, it definitely doesn't look pretty, but it doesn't change the way it's going to stamp. So I hope that this kind of clarifies any questions you might have about the block, you know, block stamps versus cling versus clear, or Stampin' Up's, you know, wood clear, which is their cling, and photopolymer. But anyway, I hope this helps, and there is a banner clear, the photopolymer, the banner, this is not the banner, I'm sorry, I should have had it out. This banner one that you can actually curve and then do letters and stuff, just as we curved this flower one. So, you know, definitely want to play with that, see what it's like, and hopefully you'll get comfortable using all of them and just enjoy the diversity in all of them. So I hope that helped clarify any questions you might have had, and it was really fun showing you these different tools. I'll definitely try to do little tool tutorials here and there so that you can understand a little bit better, you know, what you're going to be buying, and make a more educated decision, I suppose, because I always just sort of guessed and then played with it and then found out and was like, oh, wish I had known that, you know. So anyway, thank you for coming to either my YouTube channel or my blog, and I hope you'll come and visit me again, and we can craft, you can play with some of these very fun stamps. So I hope you have a great time crafting whatever you're going to do, and come and visit me again. All right, have a great day.